My name is Matt Heafy. I play guitar and sing in the band Trivium, and I stream on Twitch. Music for me is everything. I first joined Trivium when I was about 13 years old. From there, I've been touring since 2004. I've been making music since I was 13 years old. Trivium now 21, 22 years. Streaming on Twitch for about 4 years. Everything I've found in life has been through music, whether Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, my wife, which eventually led to us having our kids, the incredible streaming that I have now. Everything is from music. For me, it wasn't being drawn to the music industry itself. It was being drawn to wanting to make music, to being drawn to wanting to be like my favorite bands. I remember when I first got into metal, when I first got into Metallica, first ever saw Binge and Purge live, Seattle 1989. I remember pointing at the TV and saying, that's what I'm going to do when I grow up. So it was really being inspired by some of the greatest music acts that I had ever been able to get into in my life. I first picked up guitar when I was about 11 years old, trying it for a pop punk band, not making it in my tryout song, Damn It, by Blink-182, so I couldn't play it. So I gave up on music, gave up on guitar, and then a friend lent me the Black Album by Metallica. I'd never heard metal before. When I heard that, I said, this is the kind of music I'm meant to play. Not knowing it, but I began to practice my butt off. I locked myself in my room playing guitar for as many hours as I could a day, trying to emulate the sounds that I heard on that music, and eventually getting good enough to play my 8th grade talent show with No Leaf Clover, and then be asked to try out for a high school band called Trivium once they saw me perform with that. Be able to count the amount of shows we've played in our life would be in the thousands or tens of thousands. We've been playing shows in Trivium. I've been playing shows in Trivium since I was 13 years old, whether locally at first, high school, competitions, battle of the bands, whatever it may be. So it's hard to count that number. But typically when we're on tour, when we have a normal year, it's anywhere from 6 to 9 to 10 months out of the year that we've been on tour. For me, it's been a long time since I've been on stage in front of our audience. I can't wait. It's what feels the most natural to me. And since really incorporating this new practicing religiously, practicing all the time, being in shape like an athlete all the time for Trivium, it's made shows even more fun. Before I used to worry, am I going to hit this note? Can I make it through a month of touring? Can I make it through 2 months of touring? Can I make it through streaming an entire set? But now with keeping the conditioning up, basically 365 days a year, 24/7, that I'm always prepared to go on tour, always prepared to play shows. So it's going to feel very natural, and to be able to hit a show again for the first time in a long time is going to feel amazing. I absolutely miss traveling so much. I miss being in incredible countries that I'm not normally in, to be able to eat their food, drink their beer, hang out with their people. That's my favorite thing in life. So it's been tough to not do that for 16, 17, 18 months. But I do see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I look forward to getting back and eating our way around the world while playing shows. For me, inspiration can come from everything. Initially, it was bands like Metallica and Maiden that got me into wanting to play music, and then getting into bands like In Flames and At the Gates and Heaven Shall Burn and Caliban, furthering that love for wanting to make music. But I feel inspiration should come from everywhere. I've been heavily influenced from visual art, heavily influenced from filmmakers, from art. My good friend John Paul got me into directors like Lars von Trier, David Lynch, Nicholas Winding Refn. I found that I was incredibly inspired by things that I couldn't make myself, whether that be something visual, an experience. I feel like it's the most important time to capture that creativity randomly when it happens versus trying to force creativity and force that moment. Creative process for me has to be capturing the creativity in the moment. It's never about sitting there and saying, I'm going to write a song like this, I'm going to write a song like that. I found that that's the worst time to create. The best time is when something sparks, when you're in a park bench in Copenhagen with a guitar and you write the intro to Into the Mouth of Hell We March, for example. That's how that song spawned for me. Or the pre-chorus to that song being written at a venue backstage with Corey while the other bands are playing. It's any time that you feel that inspiration has churned out something correct, turned out something great, capture that lightning in a bottle. Don't sit there and say, I'm going to make a song, I'm going to make a record. That's when you force creativity. I've been playing games since well before even fully speaking English. My father's a Marine stationed in Japan, my mom is from Japan. They moved over from Japan while my dad was still deployed, so my mom was over there in America in San Diego teaching me everything she knew, basically. And I got into video games and anime from there. I remember beating Mario at about 4 or 5 years old. So video games have been a huge part of my life ever since. You can hear a Doom reference in Tread the Floods. You can hear Final Fantasy VII references in The Calamity. It's been an ever-present influence and favorite thing for me to do in life. So to merge these two worlds together, to merge gaming and music, has been a really incredible thing. It's two things I never thought I'd be able to enjoy at the same time in my life. An average day for us, we get up at about 7. Our kids are up about 6:45, 6:30, happily laying and waiting for us. We get them up, get them fed. At 8:30, I start doing some vocal exercises as we prepare the house, prepare the day, get my stream rig ready to go for 9 o'clock. Get fully ready. 9 o'clock is the first stream, 9 till 11:30. After 11:30, hang out with the kids for a little bit, finish up their lunch, do my mace exercises, foam roll, do jiu-jitsu with my partner Jeff out in a tent in the backyard of my house in the 95-degree Fahrenheit weather. Once we're done with that, then stream 2. I'm getting ready for that around 2:30, firing everything up. 3 till 4:30 is my next stream. Hang out with the kids for the rest of the day, tie up any loose ends. They go to sleep at about 7:30, 7:45, and then we relax. When I first ever started streaming on Twitch, the only thing I did was play video games. I was playing games on console, playing games on PS4, and it was really bringing in music that was an experimental idea from some of my friends from Twitch. They said, hey, why don't you stream your music? And I said, well, no one wants to watch me play Trivium songs every day and do my vocal exercises. But lo and behold, that ended up becoming the most popular thing on my channel. We just finished a show in Spain, and the promoter said, hey, there's some YouTubers that want to meet me. We met them, ended up becoming good friends with them. Some of them had 7 million subs, 2 million subs. I said it in the room out loud when they left, hey, I should start making YouTube videos. And Paulo said to me, why don't you start streaming on Twitch instead? And I was like, I've heard of that. I love games. I'll check that out. I started streaming on PS4 with 2 to 5 people watching me a day on my iPad, and I loved it. It was a PS4 webcam. It looked super rough, but I enjoyed every single minute of it. It was befriending a couple people from Twitch HQ that recommended to me, hey, why don't you start streaming more of your practice regimen? Because I told them I love streaming. I can't do it that much because I have to keep my vocals up. I have to keep my guitar practice up. I have to practice X amount of hours a day, 5 days a week. I said, stream that. Once we started doing that, the channel really grew. As far as interacting with fans online and on Twitch, it depends on the context of them. When it comes down to something negative, for example, because I've talked to a lot of musicians that said, well, how do you handle the negative comments online? For negative comments, it's a sliding scale. Very bad, ban, block, delete, report. If it's comedically bad, you can come back at it with comedy and maybe make a fan, make a follower, make a subscriber. Thankfully for me, I found that my Twitch channel is 99.9% positive. I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but I absolutely feel like it is that positive. And on other social medias, if I see anything that's ever not to my liking, you just get rid of it. And I think that's the beauty of having the control of your own space, of your own platform, of your own channels. When it comes down to positive people, be yourself. I love being myself. I love getting to know the people from my channel, the viewers from my channel, the subs from my channel. I've gotten to know some incredible people through this, and I'm very thankful for that. There are different Matts in this world. I think that there's the on-camera Matt that everyone knows from my channel. There's the Trivium Matt that's very intense and very different from off-stage Matt. But there is a part of me that I feel like I don't need to show and don't have to show and haven't shown on camera, and that's because of how much I give for the other avenues. The way people can find me and the platforms people can find me on, I give you everything. So that way, the off-camera, off-stage me can just be me. The first time I ever used beyerdynamic was in the studio for Vengeance Falls. I remember that's what I used, those headphones for tracking vocals. And basically every single record from there I was using the 770s. But now, since getting the 1770s, that's what I use every single moment that I'm making music on Twitch. I use it on our last record. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. Lately I've been using the 88 mic. Microphone is incredible. In my Box of Doom cabinet, I'm using the 160 and 201 combined for my guitar tone and the 88 for vocals. What I love about the vocals, what I love about the 88 is whether I'm speaking, whispering, singing, screaming like Ibaraki style, which is one mechanism of my head and body, or singing, screaming of the Trivium mechanism, the mic can handle everything. Having been in Trivium for 21, 22 years and being able to try every piece of gear out there, the fact that I keep coming back to beyerdynamic gear is the proof that it's the best for me.